Forgive me for I have sinned. I don't know what I was thinking. I lost my mind for a moment. I bought a drone. Yeah, I bought a new drone. Now I've got dozens of drones. Drones coming out my ears almost. And I've been flying drones for nearly 15 years now, flying model aircraft for over 60 years. But I went out and bought a drone. And do I have buyer's remorse? Maybe I do. It's this drone. DJI Neo. Now, every man and his dog's reviewed this. It's all over the internet. A lot of people got sent the DJI Neo by DJI, so they said, best drone ever, affiliate link. You know how it goes. DJI don't send me products to review anymore because I don't read from their script. I don't say, best product ever, affiliate link. I say, this is why you should, and this is why you shouldn't buy the product. No affiliate link. I give it straight from the hip. I shoot straight from the lip. And you know, because people need to know the truth. Now, I bought this with my own money because I looked at the reviews, and I know that you can't take too much from those reviews because they are, a lot of them, just shills. But I bought this because I am a solitary, lone, one-man band YouTuber. But I'm trying to make my videos as creative as possible. And it's very difficult to get the third-person perspective when you've also the cameraman and the person in front of the camera. My arm is only this long. And even with the Osmo Pocket 3 that I'm filming this on, it doesn't give you much flexibility. So I wanted a camera I could use to follow me, to get circular shots, to those shots that make videos just a little bit better, a little bit poppier. So I thought, yeah, I'll spend my hard-earned money. In New Zealand, this cost $368. It's not a cheap drone like it is overseas. It's kind of spendy, but I figured it'll be worth it because I'm also making a video next week talking about New Zealand's drone rules and explaining to people who might be just about to get a drone for Christmas or buying their own drone, or maybe coming to New Zealand with a drone in their baggage as a tourist. They want to know what can they do, what can't they do with their drone. I want to make it very clear. I'm going to explain the New Zealand rules, and this t-shirt will come into play because it's very important that we're pragmatic about how we treat safety. But that's another video coming up. This will be used as an example of a drone in my upcoming video. So it serves many purposes. It is an investment. It will pay its way through the videos that I make. But I have to say, I am so peed off with DJI. Now, they make some great products. This camera's great. Microphone's great. FPV drone, not really so great. But most of the DJI products I have are really good. They work pretty much as advertised. They deliver on the promises. So why am I pissed off? Is this drone no good? Well, no, the drone is fine. It is what I expected it to be. The camera's pretty meh, but it is a really cool piece of technology. If you're into tech, you want one of these because it's just so damn clever. The problem arises when it comes to DJI's policy of you don't own anything. You can pay us money, we can give you something, but we still own it. We still control it. You can't do anything without us, say so. So when I got this drone, first thing I had to do was activate it, right? Sounds like a simple process. I've activated other DJI products, and almost without exception, it's taken 2 or 3 goes to actually get that happening. So you've got to have a DJI account. Yep, you've got to have an account with DJI before you can use their products. I already have a DJI account, so I logged into that. Fine, no problem. Then I went through the activation process, and it failed every time. Why was that? Well, you have to use a smartphone to activate this. You can't just plug it into your computer and activate it through the DJI Assistant. No, that would be too simple. You've got to use a smartphone. Now, I've got a smartphone, but I don't use it as a smartphone. Here is my daily driver. This is the phone that I use for all my daily drive, all my stuff that I do. So here we go. It's a bar phone. It's simple. It doesn't have internet. It sends text messages, and it does voice calls. That's it. That's all I want from a phone. Now, it's not like I'm tech phobic. I'm far from it. Actually, I run what has become the world's longest running blog on science and technology subjects, Aardvark Daily. It's been running since 1995, published every weekday. And I built my own computer back in 1977 before you could buy the damn things. I still cut computer code. I develop all sorts of technological stuff, such as the ADSB alarm. I am not a tech-phobic person. I just choose carefully what tech I use. I don't need or want a computer in my pocket. If I want to do something computery, I've got computers on my desktop. The ergonomics of smartphones for general computing tasks are terrible. They're horrible. The screen is small, touch screens are not always conducive. Try typing stuff and it's a pain in the backside. So I choose to use this for my communications needs and a computer for my computing. So the smartphone that I have doesn't have a SIM card in it, doesn't need one. I never use it to make calls or send text messages or if I want to use it as connected to the internet, it's got Wi-Fi. And I use my broadband here, so I don't have to pay for a plan or whatever. So it's a zero running cost smartphone. That's the way I like it. It's loaded with apps for things like cameras and the Osmo and things like that, because you need to have apps available. So that's why I have a smartphone. But it doesn't need to connect to the internet through the cellular network. And unfortunately, if you want to activate your DJI Neo, you have to connect both by Wi-Fi and the cellular network before it will work. Again, DJI dictating terms of when and how you can use this. You cannot use this if you don't have a smartphone. No. Even though it doesn't need a smartphone to operate, you need a smartphone to activate it, and the smartphone must be connected to the cellular network. What happens? What happens if you're someone who lives in an area where there's no cell phone coverage and you buy one of these? How are you going to activate it? Well, you're not. But they don't tell you that on the packet. You only find that out afterwards when you try and activate it without cellular coverage. And I mean, it's a little thing, it's a niggle, it's a small thing, but it boils down to DJI's perspective that you own nothing, we control everything, and it gets worse. Because, okay, I went out, I spent $368 on my drone, then I had to spend $20 on a SIM card and a pay-as-you-go credit so that I could actually activate. So it's now $388, this drone, an extra 20 bucks I didn't budget on. But then it gets worse, because I've bought and paid for the drone. I've jumped through the hoops to activate the drone, right? So I should be able to fly the drone, correct? Oh, no. Believe it or not, this is geo-fenced. This, 135 grams, in its autonomous mode, that's without a radio controller or just using a smartphone, it will only go up to 10 or 15 meters, I think, barely rooftop level. And it will go no further, I think, than 30 or 50 meters away. So it's not going to get into airspace where there's going to be aircraft or even helicopters, but DJI says, no. You live too close to a heliport. You can't fly this. No. Seriously, what the hell is going on? What on earth? And it makes it even worse. I checked this out. Now, I'm very conversant with the drone regulations here in New Zealand. And this, to my reading of the rules, is not even regulated. It's not covered by New Zealand's drone rules. Because under the New Zealand drone rules, there are three types of craft that are regulated by what we call CAR Part 101. One of those types is free flight, which is like, free flight aircraft that you no control at all, they just blow away in the wind. The other one is control line, where you've got the handle and the lines and it flies around you in circles. And the third one is, of course, radio control, remotely controlled. Now, when you fly this in autonomous mode, it's not free flight because it's still under control. It's under control of the firmware that's in here, right? The firmware does a circle or it follows you, whatever. So it's not free flight. It's not control line because there are no lines connected to it. And it's not radio controlled because there is no radio controller. Once you let it out of your hand, you have no control of it anymore. So it falls through the cracks and remains unregulated. So in theory, I could fly this at an airport if DJI let me, and it would be totally legal to do so under the current drone regulations in New Zealand. Now, I have emailed CAR, rang them first of all and said, can you tell me what your opinion on this is? Oh, no, can't do that. You'll have to email us. So I emailed them and I said, there's a priority on this because I want to do a video. Haven't heard back. So obviously they don't really care too much because let's face it, it's 135 grams. It's got shrouded propellers. It's only going to go, 10 meters high, maybe 30 meters away. It's not a threat to man, beast, nor anything. So they probably don't care. But DJI cares. DJI say, no, not allowed. You can't fly this because you're too close to a helipad. I don't know, great product, fantastic, brilliant piece of technology, but DJI, you suck. You totally suck by trying to dictate to me what I can and can't do, whether or not it's legal. No, not good enough. So I pity the people who might buy one of these for their kids at Christmas. They go out into the backyard and it says, no, you can't fly. Can't fly your own drone in your own yard because people in China say no. not good enough. So you've got to be aware of that if you're going to buy one of these things. It's geo-fenced. What the hell are you thinking, DJI? Geo-fencing a toy like this. Unbelievable. So you may take that into account if you're wanting to buy one of these. You may consider that to be a factor if you live close to a helipad or an airport. But anyway, I am going to use this to create lots of wonderful footage, hopefully over the summer. Let you know, I just want to make this video to vent a little at DJI and to let you know that they've got that video upcoming on the New Zealand rules. I did one a few years ago, but it needs updating, even though in New Zealand, our rules haven't been updated for a decade. Now, we've seen amazing advances in technology during those 10 years, but our regulations are 10 years out of date. There's no distinction made between a little toy like this and a 14.9 kilogram octocopter with flesh-cleaving carbon props. Apparently, according to the CAA, it's all the same level of risk, all the same rules apply. So, yeah, that's why I wear this t-shirt. And I'll be explaining more about that in the video coming up. Anyway, thank you for watching. Just keeping you informed. I've had enough of the hysteria in the USA about drones. I may do a video explaining why it is that so many people claim they've seen things that simply don't exist. How fallible is the human mind? Well, very fallible, in fact. Anyway, thank you for watching. Comments, subscribe, like, and I'll leave the final word to Elon. Knows what he's talking about in this case. Bye for now.
I think you should... I'll subscribe to the iXJet channel.